accounts of oppressed women in Afghanistan, starving widows, underage girls forced into marriage, high maternal death rates, rape, murder, incest, abduction, and the wearing of the burqa.
If that's what you want, be a number one. I can fake a smile, I can force a laugh.
Many Afghan women experience violence, deprivation, and constraints on their freedoms. These acts are ignored by the Afghan authorities or taken as the norm. When women try to leave, they are imprisoned, raped, and killed.
I can do it, I can do it, but I'm only human, and I bleed when I fall down. I'm only human, and I crash and I break down.
The Taliban regime may be gone, but for countless Afghan women, brutality is still a part of everyday life. At a safe house in Kabul, Fatima enjoys a moment with her newborn daughter. It's a brief escape from the torture she endured at the hands of her husband.
For 8 years, my life was full of sorrow and abuse. I didn't want to live anymore because I lost all hope.
Marriage is technically illegal, but girls are often treated as bartered goods to solve family debts. Hafiza was just 7 years old when her father married her off to a man 6 times her age.
I was too young to understand what was happening. I thought he was my uncle. My childhood ended the day we met.
For a decade, she suffered daily beatings, torture, and abuse.
I wish I was born a male. Even if I was blind or crippled, it would be better to be a man than to live a life like this.
Every high and every low. Remind me once again just who I am, because I need to know.
The wearing of the veil is an Islamic symbol of modesty, worn to conceal the outer beauty in order to show the inner. The question of the burqa and the veiling is a symbol of the Taliban repression of women. Most families require their daughters to wear a burqa to protect themselves in public.
And you say I am hell when I am falling short, and when I don't belong. Oh, you say I am yours, and I believe. Oh, I believe.
What are you doing? I'd like to hear about your cases. Hengama dear, describe your problem for me.
My problem is my brother-in-law. He raped me in my father's house. He also raped my 12-year-old sister. For the next 2.5 years, my family wouldn't let me leave the house. Finally, I escaped, and I came here to the safe house.
What do your parents say?
I told my mom, and she said, I can't do anything about that. If I had told my father, he would have beaten me. My mother said, what's done is done. I'm not strong enough to do anything about it.
And you say I am hell when I am falling short, when I don't belong. Oh, you say I am yours, and I believe. Oh, I believe what you say.
Sira came to the safe house to escape a forced marriage.
I loved a young man, but my father would not let me marry him. He forced me to marry someone else. I went to my husband's house. He beat me and screamed at me all the time. I told my father, I don't want this man. Why did you marry me to him? Why did you marry me away that night? You should have killed me and buried me in your garden, rather than marry me to him. Parents who don't want the happiness of their children, I loved them so much, and I still love them. They don't even come to ask about me. They don't ask if their daughter is alive or dead.
All of this is able to happen because that's how the Afghanistan government works. The US found out about this a couple years ago, which is a long time after these incidents occurred.
My father told me he has an axe and that he will kill me when I get home. He said to me, I am your father and no one will put me in prison for that. Under Sharia law, I have authority over you.